Yo, what's up? We here. We live. We
Oh,
back,
we
y'all.
live?
We live.
What's
Hold
up?
on, man. 1 second. 1 second. You sure?
I'm sure.
You know Lamont got to set up his his
Oh,
personal page.
Are you?
right. Right.
Do
What?
you
What?
connect the stream to your OnlyFans page, Lamont?
1 second. 1 second. I was just oiling up. Give me a second. Give me- we haven't done this in so long. Okay, there we are.
I want you to pause on the oiling up too.
What do you mean? What's wrong with that? We gotta moisturize, dude. It's 90s out here. I'm sure it's 90s up there.
It's 95 out this piece.
It's hot.
What's it be? It's what?
It's 90 degrees in the D.
Right. So I'm in the A town, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely in them high 80s, smelling on the 90s. Okay, hit save. Okay. If I get one more person talking about when you coming, when y'all gonna do it again. Okay, here we go. We good.
We back.
All right, hold on.
Back.
Where's
We
the
had to have a little, you know what I'm saying?
No, it was
Memorial
all
Day
me.
vacation.
It was all my fault.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, man. Don't tell a lie. It was all
It was all
Spud.
my
Spud,
fault.
he was actually doing some pretty good work. What was that? What is it out yet, Spud, or what? Tell us about it.
So I had two movies coming out. One just came out. Well, we just did the premiere on Saturday. It's called First Lady. Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives is in it. Hoops is in it from Flavor of Love, and a couple of local Detroit art, you know what I'm saying, actors is in it. Yeah, it came out very, very well. And then my next movie is Narc. It's with Jamal Woodley, who played Biggie in what's the name in Notorious movie. It's a police movie. So and then oh yeah, King Wesley was in it. I think he's gonna be in BMF. Tristan somebody, he's gonna be in BMF too. So I've been doing a lot of movies, man. It's been a blessing and a curse at the same time.
And how can we support it, and why is it a curse? Because it feels like a blessing. I'm confused.
I mean, it's a blessing, but I mean, when you talk about, when you talk about editing a movie, when you're the editor of a movie, you basically are taking every single shot and putting the entire ensemble of the movie together. So, that's just not like a slap it together. You know what I'm saying? You got to sync up the audio. You got to make sure every clip is there, but the main thing is that you got to go through every single shot and you got to select the correct shot for that particular scene. You're talking about 117 scenes, you're talking about 4, 5, 10,000 clips, you know what I'm saying, in one movie. So it's been a lot of 5 o'clock in the morning, 12-hour, 16-hour, 20-hour days trying to get a movie right. Then of course directors, they got their changes. They want to do it again. They want to, oh, can you change this? Can you make this a close up? Blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, came out good. I got paid. That's what
It sounds like getting $1 million is hard, huh?
I mean, everybody, what I'm saying, if you keep going to the lottery and you keep scratching off tickets, you know what I'm saying? And, you keep losing, then, yeah, it's hard. It depends on how many lottery tickets you scratch off.
So how can we see these movies? Are these available like on in theaters? Is it a VOD thing? What is this?
So a lot of them are going to be straight to streaming services. Both of them actually will be straight to streaming services in July. So it'll be, Tubi, Amazon Prime, IMB TV, those particular streaming services be coming out, soon.
Now, and again, this is normally, this is your job. I just got to do a little house cleaning since, we've been off for a couple of weeks. We want everybody just to, as they say, send their thoughts and prayers. And it's nothing, dire, but to Maynard's mom. Maynard had a little minor procedure today. So we want to shout out, Mama Scales, you know what I'm saying? And we really should be praying for Maynard because he told us before we started, he's probably going to be on a lot of chicken wing runs and making sure she has her favorite teas and
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah, Reese's. So he's gonna have to go back and forth to the local market and be on duty. So Maynard, take care of Mama Scales, and we're gonna pray for you, man. Okay.
Hey man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. A week of hecticness ahead of me. I know it, but it's all good.
All right. And then my last piece of business, and I'll turn this back over. We just want to let everybody know that Lamont's back in these streets. We're in Atlanta today. We got about 6 more days before we can get back. And I'm just letting y'all know, it's some people out here still wilding, and they don't believe that the virus is real. And some people look at me like I'm retarded with a mask on. So I just keep telling everybody, no matter what the CDC says, the virus is still real. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if the virus is real, man.
I don't know, my guy. Listen.
All I know is that in a matter of months, and I'm gonna go with one, right? It was like March, mask up, mask up, mask up, mask up, mask up, keep your mask on, keep your mask on. You gotta have your mask, you gotta have a mask. April, it was like, get the vaccine, get the vaccine, get the vaccine. May was like, party, 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 everybody do it. Like, wait a minute. We went from everybody got to wear a mask to everybody get vaccine to everybody's out again. In Michigan, it's like Big Gretch was like, yo, I'm not even, forget it. You know what? If y'all want to go out, y'all go on out. I ain't even dealing with y'all no more. I can't even, go back because our numbers had spiked again. And she was like, what y'all want me to do? I mean, y'all not going to sue me no more. Y'all go on and have them chicken wings and lobster tails and lamb chops, and I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all, do your thing. If y'all want to get sick, go on and get sick.
So is this because of Maynard's president and his vice president and their medical, I don't know his official title? Is it because of Fauci was sending mixed messages, Maynard? I mean, the emails say that we out here wilding regardless, right?
Well, I think the most important part is, we had a president. We had a president previously who didn't take this serious at all. And you want to talk about mixed messages? Those mixed messages where Fauci would say it's serious, and Donald Trump would say it was a hoax. Fauci would say there's not a vaccine yet, we're working towards it, and Donald Trump would say you should take bleach. So what Joe did,
I'm almost actually on the Donald Trump train right now. It was a hoax train.
Well, what Biden did is he set a goal to say, look, we need to get 100 million vaccinations in 100 days. And that was his goal. That's a huge first step. It ain't done.
Did he get to 100? And again,
he's way past 100. He smashed 100 million somewhere around like day 86 or something like that of that 100 days. So he beat the goal. It was a low goal. It wasn't, the high goal would have been like, let's do 200 million. But okay, whichever. But we had like a plan, something methodical that people can say like, yo, we doing this.
But I disagree. I think Donald had a sort of a plan. What was Operation Warp Speed? Was that not a plan?
Operation Warp Speed came in very late, and it was part.
No. Was it a plan? Was it a plan?
It was definitely the Operation Warp Speed was definitely part of Donald Trump's plan.
So yes, no. So you took 8 words. Yes, it was a plan. Okay, go ahead, my brother.
Well, the problem was not that Warp Speed existed. The problem was everything that existed before Warp Speed showed up. The problem was, it's one person, and we're going to get him well, and it's not going to be a big deal. It's like 15 people. It's not an issue. It's going to magically go away in April. It's a hoax. Take remdesivir. Take hydrochloroquine, and take get a lot of sunlight and drink some bleach. Those were the things that were going on way before Warp Speed was announced. Warp Speed is like very late in the game. And I mean, honestly, that disrupted his credibility in the game.
But it was great TV, Maynard. It was great for our morning.
I'm not, unfortunately, and I don't want to be a stick in the mud about it, but you know what I'm saying? You know somebody, and I know somebody, and Spud knows some. All of us have people in our families and our friends list, maybe coworkers who lost someone. And I'm not going with the great TV comment based on the idea that people died. Like, right, the death toll is still going up. I mean, we still have people dying.
And I was going to say, rest in peace to Dwayne, who passed while we were on a light hiatus. Dwayne is from Detroit. But you probably know Dwayne. He did a lot of the photography stuff and he did banners and stuff. He actually went to high school together. I think he was a couple years behind me. But you're right, Maynard. Again, he just passed, and this was 14 days ago. You feel what I'm saying?
Right,
Maybe,
right.
So, I bring that up too. Is like, I don't know if we can put, because the more I keep talking, the more I'm sounding like I'm a Donald sympathizer. But I honestly had this conversation today with a 70-year-old black man here in Atlanta. And here's the real reality. I still say this about Donald. About 10 to 12 to 15% of what Donald was saying was true on a lot of different issues. Maybe not 100% on this, but there was a small sliver of truth to some of the things that Donald was saying. And the reality is that Joe, and you're right, of him being savvy enough to create a low goal of 100 million, because you said it was low. I don't know if it was low, high, or medium. But again, him being a seasoned politician, that was very smart of him, because he can put that on the board as, a box that he can check. So all I'm saying is that, I think a little bit of mixture of the two, maybe with a little bit more of the truth serum that may be a little, jarring, would also make for some good TV, because Joe has made me almost disconnect my cable. I don't even.
You know what? It's funny that you say that, because on the notes that I have, my very first note, I'm looking at it right now. It says, Maynard, can you tell me what has been going on in the news in the last 2 weeks? Since we have been on hiatus, can you tell me what has been happening in the Biden administration and in the news for the last 2 weeks? Because I feel all I've gotten is the Asian, crime bill passed, and that's all I got going on. Is there anything specific that Joe and Kamala are doing? Oh no, wait, let me take it back before you get all beat me up and before you get all in your feelings about it, because I know how you feel about these folk. They did go to Tulsa. I'm sorry, the man did go to Tulsa. Let me give him his props. He did go to Tulsa. So, but I'm sorry. Is there anything going on that I missed?
Well, if you want to kind of get an idea of I guess the big thing, and Roderick just mentioned the voting rights bill, there are two voting rights bills. One is the John Lewis Act, and one is this other expansion. What's happened is some 20 plus states have created new voting procedures, many of which restrict early voting, require IDs, which is debatable. But one of the main things is reduces the number of hours and/or days available to vote, as well as the number of polling places to vote. And so the Biden administration has done a significant amount to try to say, listen, we got to sue these states and these secretaries of states and attorney generals across this attorneys general across the country, because these things are not right, and they disenfranchise Black, brown, and elderly voters. That's one. The other thing that's going on, while you said he went to Tulsa, he also spent time with the George Floyd family as well on the anniversary, and they've been working to get the George Floyd police reform bill passed in the Senate. Now, Mitch McConnell and company are putting up quite a bit of fight against that, and as a result, what Joe and Kamala and the Republicans want to do is get rid of the filibuster, and then try to just ram stuff down the way Republicans have rammed stuff down. But Joe Manchin, Democratic senator from West Virginia, Democrat in name alone, has been a stick in the mud. Roderick also mentioned the infrastructure bill, which is huge. This is a bill that is, as big as the stimulus package, 2 billion, 2.5, something like that. But the Republicans only want to spend 2.5 trillion, but the Republicans only want to spend about $700 billion.
So,
Really
Mayor, real quick, and I want to ask a question about that bill, and because I'm familiar, but I'm not, and you probably know more of this in terms of a lot of meat, that's on the bone. Is there anything in there that talks about how minority contractors have to be hired in that legislation? Are you familiar? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know that part. Let me add one thing, however. It does, for many cities around the country, it will attack lead pipes and water systems. I mention that because we have a lot of family and friends in Flint, Michigan, and this will be one of those types of things. In addition to that, one other thing that I think is critical to mention is we are nearing the signing and distribution of dollars to Black farmers, and Black farmers in the Midwest will be getting some form of reparation / payment / forgiving of loans and
Is
debts.
it $5 billion or something like that?
It's more than that. It's a relatively big number. So that's a big deal. Black farmers have been getting the short end of the stick for years. As farming what used to be kind of a family business, farming was like a local business, but now with companies like ConAgra or Purdue or U.S. Foods, it's hard for smaller farmers to go out and sell their product when somebody literally, like I'm not trying to diminish Black farmers, they show up with a bushel of corn, but ConAgra shows up with 10 million bushels of corn. You just can't compete with that price-wise. And for many years, lands have been taken away from Black farmers, opportunities have been taken away from subsidies, all that kind of stuff. We're going to white farmers where Black farmers were getting left in the cold. So there's hopefully a leveling of the playing field that will come up.
Okay.
But he did a good job. But he did a great job in backing us down. He put his pom-poms up. See how he had to get a drink of water. You know what I'm saying? Like he just, ran 20 yards. Good job, man. Good job. Good job.
We need to freshen it up.
Can we get to something ignorant?
Yeah. Can we get something ignorant? I mean, because I don't know.
I just feel like, I don't know. And maybe I've been tapped out too. I don't know.
But here's the beauty of even with everything that Maynard talked about. I still have learned I can't do it as much as I used to. I'll do about maybe 10 or 15 minutes of Tucker Carlson. And when you just sit there and just watch him live from the time he comes on the TV.
He even still got a show.
Listen, man, they do so much. You can just tell that they're not telling the truth in what they report and how, they could be talking about everything Maynard talked about. And they'll say something silly about, but they're breakdancing in the streets of Detroit and Greektown. You know what I mean? Like the city is Democratic mayors and governors. Look at what they're doing. And I'm like, oh my God, what does that have to do with anything? But
are they breakdancing in Greektown?
Oh, you didn't see the fight?
No, I didn't see that. I'm really tapped out. I gotta get back in the loop.
Yo, I don't know what it is about Greektown. It's just like they'd like to, I don't know if it's PPP loans, they're on the last or the second draw but they just been clowning. They've been clowning.
You in Atlanta using your STEMI week.
Yo. Are we on the ignorant, Maynard?
Please enjoy the ignorance.
He was using his STEMI week up, boy, getting them laptops.
And listen, man, we got to send. Wait. I was hosted at Lieutenant Dre's spot, Views. It's actually called Views of Detroit. And here's the funny part. So the Ritz-Carlton is on whatever the main street is, right?
We know you stayed there.
Yeah. and the Views is like a 3-minute walk up the street. So it lets you know, like, Deloitte and Touche is here and Views is across the street. So it lets you know it's in the prime location. But when I tell you this place was popping, this might have been like the warehouse in Franklin, DC's. I mean, dog, you would have thought that shit was a party, bro. Like it was and it's big. I think when I was in there, it had to be at least about 350 to 400 people in there eating lamb chops, bro.
Wow.
I mean, it was, and it's really, really nice. And it got Detroit all over the place. And I was really proud of Lieutenant Dre, man. But yeah, because you definitely got to come see this. It was some, and again, we're out the demo, so I kind of sat in the corner like the old man. You know what I mean? And they took care of me because it's like a place for young kids. Because it ain't cheap either. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, this is Atlanta. They do it different this way. Everything is overpriced, but yeah, you got to do that. And like you said, the stimmy is out here, bro. It's popping, bottles and all.
So can somebody explain to me what's the whole Jay-Z rubbing on the leg thing and the Beyonce thing?
Mm.
No, was this at the game?
Yeah. And everybody's making a big deal of it, you know what I'm saying? That now all of a sudden she got anxiety and Tina had to step in and I'm like, wait, the man can't touch his wife's leg?
Maynard, can you help me out? Because I'm drowning over here.
I listen, I don't know. I mean, why can't he rub the leg? Why can't Jay-Z rub some leg?
I mean, I would think that if my wife was Beyonce, my wife ain't Beyonce, and I still want to rub her leg.
Well, she better let him rub that leg.
I don't think you said that quite right.
What? My wife ain't Beyonce, but I still want to rub her leg.
That's the part where you keep messing up. Stop saying still.
I still want to rub her leg. If she ain't Beyonce, but if she was Beyonce, I wouldn't even really want to rub her leg.
Damn. Yo, you got some questions. You got some explaining to do later on.
Nah, my wife, no. I want to rub some leg at the game. Okay. I just didn't understand what the issue was. Maybe it's not even a big deal, but everybody in the world is making a big deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tina had to step in and make a statement talking about Beyonce and then some anxiety issues and, and the problem with Jay-Z and they rubbing their leg and they all drunk in love. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Why can't celebrities just live, man?
No, but you're right. But think about this, and this is real talk. And I forgot who I was having this conversation with. Even though they were out and about, Jay-Z and Beyonce are kind of prisoners to a degree. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things that they cannot do. From a safe.
Rub your wife's leg at the game?
Well, no. For what I just read, just that 15 seconds, is that might be a way of him calming her down because her anxiety level just might be on the high already. We don't know. There's probably some people out here talking about, Beyonce, if you don't leave Jay for me, I'm killing you and all them kids. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
The first time somebody had kind of really put that together, and we knew this for a lot of other people, but was Marshall. Eminem was like, yo, I live in a prison. I can't just go down and not the rubbing of the leg part or being in public, like at a basketball game where there's things, but like, I can't just go to the grocery store. Right. I can't do certain things, but so apparently, people have always said, "Oh, Jay's always rubbing her leg, always rubbing her leg." Okay, Jay or others have said it's because she has anxiety issues. Tina Knowles stepped in and said, "Nah, my baby ain't got no anxiety issues. Jay a liar." I don't know.
Mama Tina need to chill. Let that, they's married. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man.
Well, again, I kind of feel the same way because it's Monday. I'm in Atlanta, and I'm kind of like a prisoner because, it's Magic City Mondays. You know what I'm saying? I can't go.
And with your celebrity status.
Yeah, I can't go. I can't be seen in Magic City on Mondays just to get the wings.
Why?
Man, come on now. I can't do that. That ain't a good look. I'm sitting up in the VIP booth and the girls coming with the champagne and the sparklers and the wings on the platter. That's just no. No.
Why when the wings are showing up? Why is it a celebration?
Listen. I was told that they do a special sauce on Monday for the wings, and the wings is popping. So I'm trying to figure out if I can get a DoorDash or something going in a minute, just to make try to
I need to get out more. I gotta get out more. We need to do the old man in the club tour is what we do. And we need to go to a bunch of different places our old asses don't need to be at. And we need to see what's really popping out here in these streets. Because I don't know.
So So let me ask y'all a question.
So wait a minute. So the last time I was in the club, all they did was brought you the bottle and the sparkler. Now they bring you the wings on the platter. Next they gonna do next they gonna have the fajitas joints and the taganaki on top and the whole 9 yards.
Too much, my dude. The wing platter is coming in with celebrations.
Hey man, that's how it is, man.
Hold on. I always wondered this part, and I know it's just what it is, but don't we feel like lobster and lamb chops should not have wings anywhere nearby?
Oh, you mean mixing up the dishes?
Like,
oh, you gotta have that. I mean, that's.
If I'm getting lamb chops and wings are on the same table, I'm like, yo, that's not a fine dining experience anymore.
Well, I mean, us as black folks, we are great at coming through and niggifying everything. All right.
Wait.
We don't know how to do nothing. We definitely know how to come through and niggify some shit.
No, we just put our sauce on it. We do things differently. As some people say, we create culture, and that we are the creators of culture. And you're right. We have always had to do or do more with less. And it just kind of goes down to the generations, and that helps with our creativity. So Maynard, I'm with you. They just saying that their pairing is just a little different than what they may do at Cafe Cortina. You know what I mean? They have a different pairing of wine. And like I was always told, if you're having a fish, you can have a red or a white. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? You don't always got to go with the white. Same with a steak. Do what you want to do, So that's it.
I know we didn't get the opportunity to talk about. So did you watch LeBron James and Mavericks Carter? Did you watch the Dreamland documentary about the Tulsa race riot?
I watched some of it, and
I wasn't impressed with the documentary at all. I thought it was not that hot. But
the one thing is, I think, though, in my opinion, what we're talking about is seeing this story again. We've had on multiple occasions conversations about whether or not we want to hear these stories, and why can't we hear the positives and so in the other stories? Why we got to talk about Harriet Tubman, or why we got to slavery or whatever? But it really brought up to me an answer on this. This would be forgotten, lost, and lied about history if we don't have people talk about it. Even if there are inaccuracies, for instance, in the Harriet Tubman movie, the idea that we still have to talk about it, because they will tell us that our pain is 500 years ago. Don't you worry about that, right? But they will talk about the damn Civil War and the South will rise again. That shit is forever. Or the Holocaust, that is forever. 9/11, never forget. Slavery, oh, please, I'm tired of hearing about it. No, we can't let our history be marginalized in that way.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. And I think that one of the things that I think is also important to point out too, Maynard, is that this is something which I wasn't a fan of the actual documentary. I'm glad that they did bring it to, to life and bring it to the screen, and that CNN was able to actually air it. But I think what it also does is that it gives not just us, but younger generation an opportunity to be able to see things that did happen in Black culture that were definitely relevant. That things are important. Because the unfortunate part about what we do talk about a lot is that when we see ourselves on the screen, we see ourselves in a negative light, and not see ourselves as entrepreneurs, or to have our own community, or to have our own banks and have our own, lifestyle. And I really appreciated, there was 2 of them that I watched, which was LeBron James, which is called Dreamland, and then there's the 1921 race riots one. I think it was on the History Channel. that I watched. And both of them, you know what I'm saying, the other one was better than LeBron James's, but just to be able to see the way that black people dressed, the way that they had their own stores, the way that they had their own culture and lifestyle, the way that they had to build that and catapult themselves out of sharecropping and out of, you know what I'm saying, slavery, to be able to build that particular type of neighborhood and for all of it to go down. So even we know, and we've been taught about, you know what I'm saying, the aftermath of what happened. We all know something happened, they burned it down. But to be able to learn about the front end of how it all came together was extremely important. One of the things that I heard, oh gosh, what's the boy on Sway? Mike Muse. Mike Muse.
Yeah,
He comes on Sway. But one of the things that he talked about, and I think he was talking to Heather B about it, was the question that we always ask, which is, why can't we bring that back? You know, why weren't we able to bring that back? And he made a very, you know, strong point about, man, we just didn't have the resources after that. We couldn't go to banks. We couldn't go and, you know what I'm saying, get loans. We couldn't go and, you know what I'm saying, we didn't have family and friends with, you know what I'm saying, the capital to be able to, you know what I'm saying, start and bring that all back again. And I thought that, you know what I'm saying, he articulated that very, very well on why, you know what I'm saying, that things, you know, happen. Because I think that a lot of the younger generation, they're just so naive to think like, oh, shoot, if I was living, you know what I'm saying, during the 60s or the 20s, I would just be, hey, wasn't nobody gonna sit no dogs on me. Yeah, nigga, you was gonna get your ass a dog sicked on you too. But I'm glad that, you know what I'm saying, we were able to see those things on the screen, to be able to learn more about the front end about it rather than the back end.
So wait, hold up, man. I want to ask this question while he's on that, and I put this in the chat, and I want this to be on record where I'm with you, Spud, and you said this earlier, Maynard. We've heard the Tulsa story, and I do think being more in depth with the story. But my issue is, as I watch the documentary Banished that you can watch on YouTube or PBS or whatever, and I had never heard of Pierce City, Missouri, right? Mm-hmm. And that story, which is very similar, if not also identical to Tulsa. So why is it that we only hear the Tulsa story, but we don't hear about Pierce City? We don't hear about, I didn't say we don't hear about it, or it's not as well as promoted or publicized. And Maynard, again, this is what makes me angry about you, because you're supposed to, you know, be the forefront. You should have told me about that. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I ain't never heard of this before in my life. I'm freaking 50, you know what I'm saying? But we hear Tulsa, which again, it's an important story. But whoa, bro, it was way more, Forsyth, Georgia, you know what I'm saying? The town that Oprah had to go to that, be careful I say this, a lot of Georgians, they go to Lake Lanier and they don't even know the dang old history of Lake Lanier and what that whole area is really about. You know what I mean? So my question again to you is, why is it that we only get a portion of the struggle that happened in that area of time in this country? Why is it so selective?
Well, what I would say then is this. Google, research a term called Red Summer, which started in 1919. And there are literally, I want to say something in the neighborhood of 30 or 40, what they called race riots, where, blacks and whites clashed or what have you. And 100% of them, based on the research that I've seen, all start with a black person he wasn't blacking correctly. Being a nigger on a sunny day was against the law in many of these instances. That's all it took. You were just black on Tuesday, and they just were upset about that, and boom, riot capped off. And you start to see the numbers of deaths on this side and that side, and you start to realize, like in the Tulsa situation, it was, it's not even an equivalent. It's 10 times the number of black deaths versus the number of white deaths. And in that, all across the country, these things happened leading into Tulsa in 1921, which was like this thing. But also, so yes, Google Red Summer, and I think people will be interested to learn about a lot of the race riots. But more importantly, we don't have to be scholars, if you will, to know that in Montgomery, Alabama, there is a museum that has tried to capture all of the lynchings, all the known lynchings. And my plan this summer is to go there, but to see the pictures from there, to understand that there's some 4,500 to 5,000 lynchings that occurred in America all the way through the 60s, that's enough. That it says enough about where America was, where it came from, and if it's actually left that space. I don't think that's occurred because Ahmaud Arbery was lynched. George Floyd was lynched. And there should be we know that at this point that there are memorials to those men as well. And I don't mention Breonna Taylor in this scenario, but her death was extremely unfortunate and unfair and unjust as well. Trayvon Martin was lynched.
So how's Laura Harvey doing?
Is she still with the Michael B. Jordan boy?
I think so.
Hey man, let her live, man.
You got deep on me too, because Mater, I'm with you. Actually, I think we're supposed to have a family gathering or something. Because I want to go to that museum too, bro. I think it's going to be a lot, but I'm down. So that's why I was like, can we talk about Lori Harvey or Future or I don't know.
So
I'm sorry. Can I ask this a very stupid question real quick? I'm sorry. This has been on my mind. Mm-hmm. And everybody in, what I'm saying, in the comments and the chats, just please help me. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just, you guys know I'm naive and, I think about stupid shit. I see all of these. I'm going to use celebrities as the example. But just to say men in general, right? Now, I've been married 9 years now, 8 years now, right? I don't cheat on my wife. I don't flounder around. I don't entertain broads or none of that stuff, right?
Did you say flounder?
Yeah, I don't flounder around.
Like the fish?
Yeah, I don't play that joke. But my question is, and this is just stupid. This is just an ignorant thought of me thinking. But I ask myself.
Ask yourself.
Is what makes the man cheat on the girl?
You ready?
Wait.
Okay.
And my question is it the sex? Because I would think, now I'm an older man. Mm-hmm. I would think, and somebody in the chat, please let me know. You guys let me know. I might be. Mm-hmm. I would think that if your significant others or your girl you're with, whoever you're with, I would think that if the sex from her is the bomb, the chronic, the puff path, if it is
we can't pass. Just puff. We can't pass. No pass.
Okay, yeah, that's right. If it is the chronic, you would not be going out to be with another woman if you're getting everything at home. Am I right?
You want to tackle it? Because I can wrap this up real easy, man. You want some of this?
Sir, if you have that, please, you are center stage.
Oh no, take me off of that, man. I don't want them to see it. I don't think I made the bed up. Take me off of that.
Oh shit.
You got on now. You're on mute.
I'm about to say you muted my mic.
You good now?
Can you take me off of the main thing? Thank you. So I kind of like to answer that question and use the analogy of a Gucci belt.
Okay, a Gucci belt.
Well, what's the price of a Gucci belt? About $300,
Now?
$400.
Not at $350.
Yeah, $350 for a Gucci belt.
When
And the reality,
it was $100.
yeah, and the reality we know is probably all in for a Gucci belt. Let's just be generous and say $50. You know, from beginning to end, materials, shipping, all of that. But what Gucci realized is that they were going to mark up the price of the Gucci belt. And people believe, not just black people, but people in general believe when things are marked up. You know, you can use the same analogy with a Ford F-150 because you're paying $70,000 for the car or the truck fully loaded, but it's not worth 70. That's what they came up with. So the same thing with this box that these women sit on. Whoa. Men and sometimes women, you know what I'm saying, have overvalued the price of what it is. They think that it's something that it's not. Because the real reality. Let me finish. Let me finish. You can have this.
But you got to go up here because you're on the Kevin Samuels tip right now.
So okay, I'm down. Listen, because Kevin, and I heard him on TikTok talk about how he might be whatever he may be, and that's fine, whatever. But a dude tells a lot of truth. But I have said this before: men and women that I know, and you all know, have overvalued that box, and that's why they do that, Spud, because they think it's a Gucci belt. They think it's something that it's not. Because once they actually get it, and then you understand what comes along with it, all of the cons, because after that first 3 to 7 to maybe 12 minutes worth of pro, after that, it's a wrap, dude. That's it.
So you're saying that a woman's box.
Yes. With the 4 corners on it. Like this right here. I'm in right there, yes.
Is not.
It's overvalued.
It's overvalued, and that's what makes the man go out and cheat?
Yes, because he wants something that I don't want to say subliminally, but he always wants something that he perceives to be of a high value, that it has more value than what it's worth. Kind of like the housing market right now, right? You have all of these homes, right? And whether Detroit, Chicago, LA, you put a home up for sale, ask any realtor, they're going to get at least 5 to 7 offers. Because right now houses are going for a premium, but it's the same house. House ain't changed. The bricks ain't changed for 15 years ago. It's all about perceived value. That's it. That's how you're
overvalued.
Hands down. But it's Adam's fault. Be clear. He started this. If that's what you believe in, this should go back to Adam, baby. This bigger than me, no Brown. You hear me? This go back to Adam. Adam started
back that far.
Yes.
So let me say my part, so because I don't want to be involved with certain pieces of this.
Okay.
I'm not calling a woman's genitalia a box.
I would call it in the hood. We call it a box.
Okay.
I'm glad I can't see the chat, Mater. I'm sorry. So hopefully some of our female friends ain't on here.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. I can be reckless for a few more minutes. It's a box.
It's a box.
It's a box at a young age that we were all taught to buy her some ice cream, give her a candy, pull out her chair, open her door. It's training. It's just like going to school. Like at a young age, we were taught to stand up and pledge of allegiance to a flag. Y'all remember that?
Yeah. So you said in this case, we pledge an allegiance to the box.
Pretty much. We didn't really know why we were doing that, did we? Did you go up, Maynard, and say, "Hey, I'm Super Black Maynard. I want to ask a question. Why am I pledging allegiance to this flag?" Did you do that, or did you pledge allegiance?
I said the pledge.
Right. And then when you get older and you read that, you're like, "Wait a minute. This is kind of not smart."
Okay.
So that's it. But you know what I'm talking about. Remember your days back in the day when you was in Cutters DJing or at some big event DJing and you seen the majority of the men in the place, their job was to get alcohol in their system and try to get boxed. That's it.
God damn.
That's their job. That's why they got dressed up.
Try to get boxed.
Yeah. They said, I heard somebody say this, if men were not trying to get women, they wouldn't take a bath, which I don't agree with that. But they were like, a lot of men, that's what they do. They wake up in the morning, they brush their teeth, they comb their hair, and they buy these expensive clothes. Yeah, so, it's what it is.
So what should women do in order to be able to put more value
On the box.
Because I mean, listen, Sweetie and who was I just see who just got cheated on? All these celebrities is getting cheated on. All these ladies getting cheated on.
So my question would be: so where value is concerned, value is not necessarily that you're pretty. Value is not necessarily that you're sexy. Value is not necessarily that you're smart, or value is not necessarily that you're popular or wealthy. Value is a whole other level of the game. And also, value is not that you ration out the box, right? So you're saying, so one thing that we do know is
I'm
that
glad that you came to the terms that you're going to call it the box too.
I'm just trying to be in Lamont's world for a minute. So one thing we know is that, if there's a scarcity of something, people will typically value it more, right? So, but I think what happens a lot of times, women be like, I'm not going to have sex with him, or I'm not going to give him this much sex so that I can have control over him. And that happens a lot. Or I want him to value it more, so I'll hold it back. I'll withhold sex.
But that's wrong, Maynard, because you just said what the market is. The market now, if you do your market research, there's more box.
I was about to get there. The problem then becomes, if you withhold, then someone who is predisposed to go out and find more sexual conquest is certainly going to be like, oh, you're going to hold out? Well, there's 5 women who want to give me some. I'll go and get with them. And so that didn't work. That backfired, right? I'm not going to give him none. He goes and finds some more. But
what would make a man? Let's just think about because in our eyes we think about what would make a. We all had to think what would make a Jay-Z cheat on Beyonce? We hold Beyonce up here.
Why do we
look at Halle Berry? She's up here.
Why?
We look at all of these, celebrities that are gorgeous, and you're like, man, why would somebody cheat on Halle Berry?
But why do we think that? Why would you think that? She's just a woman. She's not special.
Well, let's be careful, because Halle was and probably still is nuts.
True.
With the Z.
True.
Nutty. Sweet as pie, 216, all that. Nutty. So, and I think, Spud, you got to put into the equation of, you have to have a level of psychological maturity, because some people might not look at it the way you do it. I think you're looking at it from a very psychological way, because you're right. I told my wife one day I was sitting in a bar, and this little girl was hitting on me. And I'm so dumb, I done bought the little girl a Corona or whatever. And I was like, wait a minute, are you hitting on me? She's like, yeah, you married, but can you have friends? I was like, let me tell you something, little girl. First of all, I could probably be your granddaddy. I started early enough. I said,
you should be buying your granddaughter a Corona. All right, I need you to up the level of women you buying Coronas. All right, from now on, listen, you out of the demo. All right, no more 18 to 24 for you. All right, it's all 34. It's all 34 to 60, 35 to 69 for you from now on.
But then I told her, I said, and I thought about it. I said, you have no idea, when I think Dr. Dre said in one of his records about, I got too much to lose to even be it. No, you have a great day and thank you. You let me know I still got it. But see, people are not mentally probably ready for that. They're thinking, I can jump up and down for 3 to 5 to 7 minutes, get this off, and I'm gone. Nah, dog. Nah.
All right, I'm done. I just was curious to know.
3 to 5 to 7 minutes, and you can't.
Yeah, what you got? What you got? Are you 12 to 15 to 27?
Hey, the little girl want me to buy her a Corona. She getting a Corona. That's it.
I wasn't paying no attention. I'm like, whatever, get the girl a Corona. I don't give a shit.
Corona, and they can pour the grenadine in it to make it red and give her the lime, and then all that's good. And I'm gonna say, God bless you. Go and sit over there. In fact, here, take this little bit of money and go there and sit next to that guy with the glasses on that look like he might be your granddad. He gonna take you back to his room. Oh, my bad.
Time for these old whatever. I done came too far, my brother. I'm one ahead of you, Spud. I got 10 coming in September. I done did 120 months.
It's just, I mean, it's not even about, the time. Like, I mean, listen, I see hot chicks all the time. Women are beautiful, but none of them make me want to sacrifice.
But listen what you just said. You see hot chicks all the time, right? You say you see hot chicks all the time. Lots of beautiful women. Why would we hold Halle Berry at some other level? Only because you ain't never met Halle Berry. You ain't never knocked Halle Berry off. You ain't never been in a scenario where you were like, oh, what's up? How you doing? Spend some time. Oh, give me your number. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Because after you spend 15, 20 minutes or 15, 20 days talking to Halle Berry, you probably be like, she's just a person.
I told you that. You're absolutely correct, man. But once you get past pretty, listen, I'm with you. Because they all got to sit down to pee, my brother.
They got to sit down to pee.
That's what the old man told me.
All depends on the toilet, though. All depends on the toilet. Okay, so did you watch the fight or?
Man, you ain't watching that foolishness.
Why? I don't understand why boxers feel like they gotta fight until they die. Floyd, you did it. You did it. You did something no one has ever done in the history of boxing. Go, sit down, live your life. Talk about a man who got a bunch of broads. Go flounder around with all these chicks. Spend your money.
You got me thinking of seeing Floyd just floundering like.
I mean, he got the girl collection, which I got a problem because I'm going to Vegas. And, listen, all this money to get into these strip clubs, it's getting a little bit ridiculous. All right, $150 to get into a strip club, not even worth it. But that's a whole side note. However, I don't want to see you fight no more. You don't have any value.
What I was going to say this, Spud, is that I'm pretty sure this is new because I saw it last night because they got Showtime in the room. It's a documentary called The Kings where they went back in time about boxing, the beginning days of Sugar Ray, Hagler. I know they put Tommy Hearns in the first episode. And me personally, I mean, boxing hasn't been boxing for a while, man. It's more of
a long time.
Yeah, it's more of a clown show to me than it is really about boxing, So even with Floyd, and I'm not hating on Floyd, but Floyd has always been a runner. He gonna stick and moves. Floyd's not that is boxing, but he's just not, again, call me the old man part of the club. We should probably do that, but it just ain't what it used to be, dog. That's it.
All right, man. Well,
all right, man. He left us.
It's time to go because I don't know what Maynard decided to do.
Yeah, man, he gonna come up with something different.
All right, y'all. Well, we are out because Maynard left us. So you guys, and enjoy your week. Thank you so very much for coming back to us. I know we've been on a hiatus. We're all over the place. The world has opened back up, so we all out here trying to get this money.
Hello.
Some of the, money that we lost during the pandemic. Can you believe it's been a whole year?
Listen, man, I keep telling, I don't know what it is, but they say once you get a certain age, life just really starts speeding up. And, man, this shit goes so fast, man.
Oh, look,
there he is. He's back.
Would you have to take a pee?
There's some other problem. Yeah, take a pee.
Prostate getting to you, huh? That prostate.
Yeah, Is Floyd the greatest?
No.
Is who?
Floyd the greatest.
No. Hell no.
Okay.
Yeah, no. He's not the greatest at all. Floyd's a clown.
Yeah.
I mean,
Super
you gotta
quiet.
love him, but you gotta respect him, but you gotta
He's a
respect
call
him.
from Grand Rapids, right? Any from Grand Rapids?
GR.
Yeah. He's a
Yeah.
Grand Rapids clown. And shout out to Grand Rapids. We got homies up there, but Floyd, he's a clown.
Yeah, ain't nobody messing with Floyd like that. I mean, you know.
But this is the only thing I think about that particular fight, right? It was an exhibition fight. However, there are lots of cats out here who are ranked 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in boxing who would love to have had a shot at fighting Floyd. He knew he wasn't going to fight anybody in a real fight, but you gave Logan Paul Logan, whatever his name is, you gave him a shot, and there are cats out here who've been in the gym fighting people, in the gym putting in the work, building up through the ranks, and you basically gave Logan Paul more shine. You know, that ain't right.
Yeah, but Logan Paul was the only one he's gonna get that kind of money for.
No.
Who else would he would have gotten the money for?
I mean,
Carmelo, he would have not Carmelo. Canelo, he would have probably got.
Ricky had Canelo. A Pacquiao rematch would have been major
Pacquiao
money.
rematch. Pacquiao need to sit down too.
Pacquiao fights. That's what he does.
Pacquiao needs to sit down. Adrian Broner.
Adrian Broner needs to sit all the way down.
Sit down somewhere.
Sit all the way.
Time to sit it down. Yeah, it's time. It's time to sit it all the way down. I'm not. Yo, I'm sorry. Before we go, the Naomi Osaka girl.
Tennis chick.
I gotta stand with the girl. I understand you got to do the press and the media and all that other stuff, but you got to know when to say when. Like, as an athlete, I feel like I should have the option to be able to come to the press conference or not. Now, I know I got to go do some of them and sell the tickets and, you know what I'm saying, get the ratings up in the whole 9 yards, but I shouldn't have to come to all of them. If I just lose a match, like, I think about the Allen Iverson in practice, like, some things you just shouldn't have to do, but that's just me.
But can I ask you? I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I may be longer than.
I mean, I was going to ask a question. So she's around 18 to 20 years old, right?
No, she's 23.
23. Okay. I'm still going to throw her back in that 20-year-old. For me, when I look at TikTok and I see a lot of these younger people and how they express themselves and try to use big words when they shouldn't and create all of these different sexual categories, there's so much that I've learned. Remember I told you I learned about a few months ago I was a cisgender male, you know, and it's just so much silly shit if you ask me. But
you're a cisgender male?
Is that right?
And we're not going. Yes, he's cis.
Yes, I'm a cisgender male. Hey, that's something. I'm a cisgender.
When did you come out of the closet on that one? That ain't.
No, Spud. That's what I mean. That's the problem. I didn't. You know what that just means? I like girls with big butts, and I can't deny. You feel what I'm saying? But these young motherfuckers try to be so smart. They want to just create something like, oh, you're cisgender. No, I'm not. I'm a heterosexual dude. That's how I was as I came into the world in 1970. But this generation, in my opinion, they're so sensitive. They need to take a gap year. They need to express themselves and all. You know, they're just so much in their feelings. Well, and sometimes do this a lot.
Wait a minute.
And this has nothing to do with old girl. I have to get it off my chest.
All right, so let's try to make sure that we try to put some context around it. So
no. I just want to be able to express myself. I don't have to put context.
You have. Now, I'm not talking about around your statements. I'm talking about around her.
Right.
All right. So let's back up. Naomi Osaka is half black, half Jamaican. She's raised mainly by her mother,
so what does that do anything?
Who's a Japanese parent. Their cultures are her culture, particularly her mother. That culture is different, and she played for the Japanese team in the Olympics, etc. They don't have all of the, like, we feel like we have to like say shit in America. We feel like we don't, like, if the three of us were around each other, we'd be like, okay, fill this 10 minutes up with conversation. In some cultures, they don't fill up with conversation. They can sit in silence. She's a shy person. She said before the French Open, she wasn't even going to play the French Open due to mental health issues. That's who she is. And I've shared, at least in our time on this show, that I've dealt with mental health issues. And as a result, mine's is a little bit different. I'm going to get sporadic and but she deals with hers by falling back and being very reserved and trying to, create distance and safety for herself. Then they turned her when she decided she wasn't going to do, she said she wasn't going to do the French Open at all. They hounded her. She said, okay, I'll play the damn French Open. She played the French Open. They should have recognized at the time when she agreed to do it, they're like, oh, you know what? We probably need to let this be a little bit. But then when she doesn't do the press, then they hit her with the $15,000 fine, which comes down to, are we partners or are we slaves?
I mean, listen, it's 8:00. We could go another hour on that. Are we partners or are we slaves? I mean, I look at these basketball players, dog. I don't even know what team anybody plays for anymore. I'd be like, yo, wait a minute, you on such and such team now? Like, whose team are you on?
I still got AD in New Orleans. I mean, he always gonna be in New Orleans. He's a Pelican to me forever. I don't care what nobody say.
I mean, yo, man, I still got Allen Iverson in Philly. You know what I'm saying?
So again, no, and Manny, we gotta take care of Mama Scales, and I'm with you. I get it. I was in more of a broader brush, and maybe I'll finish painting that picture. It's a lot of sensitive young people out here, dog. But again, I understand even her being from a different level because I do believe there's a different pressure. And I always use the analogy of when I took an artist to TV one time. You see that red light come on, and he froze. And there's somebody famous too. She's on the world stage. She's a competitor. We don't know, like you said, what else could be going on behind the scenes. Her grandmama could be sick. You feel what I'm saying? So you're right. It's a lot. Because she's human, but somebody calling me cisgender, I kind of had a little attitude till I Googled it. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah. I just kind of think I saw Kalani was like broke up with somebody because she's, straight lesbian now and dream doll, identifies as a bisexual. Who cares?
Right.
Who cares?
What?
No one cares. Why does that even matter to me? That doesn't even matter to me. And I understand that that's aside from Naomi Osaka. My thing with Naomi Osaka is this. Look, I don't care if you're Japanese. I don't care what culture or nationality you come from. Every race and culture deals with mental health issues. That's even aside from it, right? I should not be obligated, going back to kind of what Maynard is saying, I'm not your slave. I shouldn't be obligated to come up here and sit and talk to you and answer your questions about and I just lost, or I'm going through this, or I got a death in the family, or I'm just overwhelmed.
But what if that's in the agreement, though? And I think that's what some of the analysts were saying.
It's in the agreement. But you know what? People have to listen. When she said, I'm not going to play at all because of this mental health issue, then when they hounded her and she finally said, okay, I will play, that was a sign to say, you know what, she's playing. Let's just give her space on this.
But also, and again, but she's a baby, and I'm sure she has people. Her people could have also, worked it out with the association or whatever. Like, listen, we're going to put her on the tennis court, but we got to minimize these interviews. So she got to have a team that's going to fight for her too, because she still is a young lady. You know what I'm saying? I won't call her a child, or baby, but she's a young lady, and I'm sure again, man, they got a team, they got to do their part too.
Because you look up, and then now you got a Tiger Woods all over again. Because same thing happened to Tiger, all that media pressure and living in a bubble and you know what I'm saying, not having no outside lifestyle and influences and.
Hold on, Tiger had plenty of outside lifestyle influences.
After a while.
He was smashing
He at the
everybody.
Waffle House.
And Waffle House and the Pancake House and whatever you name it. He was probably in Detroit going to every Coney Island and getting the pancakes and a side of ass.
Wait a minute, and that's what Spud dropped the ball. You should ask that question was about Tiger. And I know we got to go because Tiger, if I remember correctly, he had them all calling the same cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Tiger was wild. Or is
All right,
wild.
man, we out. Thank
sure.
y'all so very much for watching. You guys have a fantastic week. Yeah. Have a fantastic week.
Hey, man. Peace to y'all. Bring the energy up. Everybody have love and happiness this week. Love and happiness.
Yes, have a love and happiness. All right, we out, y'all. See y'all on the next one.